Hey guys, I'm Taylor, and today I'm going to be giving you a little more information and a little bit of a product review about the Smok Tech 808 Starter Kit from E-Cigs.com. So this is one of the starter kits right here, just to show you a little bit of what the starter kit actually includes. So you get two of the 808 batteries. These are 280 milliamp batteries. You can basically expect about a 4-hour life off of each one of these. I will show you the connection at the end here. This connection is actually not sealed, so I'll show you a little bit more, or tell you a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. It is one of the cons about this battery, I would say. But you want to, since it is an automatic, there's no side trigger like a lot of the other starter kits do have that you need to press when you're inhaling. So it actually does have a draw that's a lot more like a cigarette. So. Next, you have the USB charger unit. So basically, the battery just screws into the unit just like this. So you can charge it off of anything that has a USB port. If you want to charge it off of a laptop, you can. If you do have a car charger or anything like that with a USB port on it. If these batteries are completely dead, you can expect about maybe a 45-minute charge time for these. The USB charger does have, you can see a little indicator light right on here. When this is charging, it's either going to flash green or turn red. When it's done charging, it's going to turn green and stay green. So that'll let you know when this unit's done charging. If you don't want to charge it out of a USB port, there is also the wall charger unit that comes in this kit. So you can see how that just fits in right there. This wall charger unit does also have a little indicator light on here. This light is going to stay red at all times. It's really just to let you know that you're getting power to the unit. So the next thing this kit comes with is 5 Cartomizers. Basically, if you take really good care of your Cartomizers, you can expect to get about a week-and-a-half lifespan out of each one. So this kit actually comes with about a month-and-a-half supply of Cartomizers. So if you're new to vaping, I'll tell you a little bit more about the Cartomizers. This is one that would come in your kit. So when you're priming your Cartomizer for the first time, I'll show you how to fill it up right now. What you want to do is just pick off these little rubber caps here. And you can see this little foam rubber piece in the end. You're just going to pull that out and just pick it out with a fingernail, really. It helps to have maybe a pen if you don't have fingernails, just to kind of pull it out. So I'm just going to pick them out there. Alright, so you're going to take one of your caps, and you're going to fill it up just about 3/4 of the way full with liquid. Alright, and if you're new to vaping, I'll tell you a little bit more about how Cartomizers actually work. So if you can see right down in here, basically this Cartomizer holds your liquid, your flavoring, your nicotine. It holds that in here. Basically it just is filled with cotton. And down the center of the cotton, there's actually a little metal coil that when this is connected to the battery, it heats up, the coil heats up and vaporizes the liquid that's in the cotton. So what you really want to make sure you're doing is keeping this cotton saturated at all times. That really helps you keep the flavor that you're going for. It gets the maximum vapor out of it. It gives you really just the best results. So when you're filling your Cartomizer for the first time, you can actually see you want to put this little metal part down into the liquid. So you can actually watch at the other end, you can actually watch the liquid absorb up into the cotton. So you're just going to push it down into the liquid here, just very slowly. And you can see it absorbing up into the cotton here. Alright. Just kind of pull that little cap off there. And again, you really do want to make sure that this cotton is staying saturated. So you can look down in here. This is actually pretty wet right now. Just to make sure, since we're priming a new Cartomizer for the first time, just take a little bit extra juice. Just go around the edges, tilt this to the side, and just do usually anywhere from 2 to 6 drops. This one doesn't look like it really needs quite as much. This cotton looks like it's pretty well saturated so far. So looks like we're good to go here. With the 808, since you don't actually have a sealed connection on the battery like I was talking about earlier, you can see right here there's actually a hole in the battery where it connects to the Cartomizer. You do need to be really, really careful about getting juice into the battery, because even just 1 drop of juice down in here will cause this battery to either malfunction or it'll stop working. So you really need to be very, very careful about this. So Since we're just filling this one for the first time, we're gonna just wait just a second, make sure that the excess juice we have is either wiped off or soaked up into the cotton here. I'm just gonna wipe that off really well. All right, and I'll show you how it fits onto the Carto here. Now that we've gotten all the excess juice out of there, this should be good to go. So it just screws right on here. So here you have battery and Carto. And now you're just going to pop your little mouthpiece onto the end here. All right. And again, since this doesn't have the button trigger on it, it just pulls like a cigarette. So you can actually hold it pretty much the way you would with a normal cigarette. So and when you're starting a new Carto, just to get the full flavor out of it and to really get the flavor going, sometimes it's good to kind of start with a couple slow, quick puffs the way you would to get maybe a cigar lit. So just to show you how to do that, we're just going to and you can see it gets much better vapor out of it, so it really gets it going that way. And so again, I would say with the automatic, it is really great. It does pull a lot like a cigarette. That is one of the great things about not having the side trigger. So it really does give you that feel like you're smoking a cigarette. And for some people, that's really, really a great option. But again, you do want to make sure with this connection that's not sealed on this battery that you're just very, very careful about getting liquid in there. It's just so easy to do. Especially since, again, you need to make sure you're keeping this cotton saturated. So about every 20 puffs, you want to actually be adding just a couple more drops in there. With this battery, really the only way to make sure to safely add drops is to actually just take it off the Carto, or to take the Carto completely off the battery each time you add drops to it. So about every 20 puffs or so, you're going to want to completely unscrew the Carto, pop your mouthpiece off, and just add a couple more drops. Again, anywhere from 2 to 6 usually is plenty. Just make sure that you're keeping the Carto, keeping the cotton inside the Carto completely saturated. If you're not, you can actually burn the cotton that's in there. It gives you a really nasty taste. It gives you a really nasty flavor out of it. So just make sure that you're keeping the cotton in there saturated. All right. And make sure that when you're doing that, again, just take the Carto off the battery just to be safe. Overall, though, this is a really, really good model. It's a good place to start if you're new to vaping. This is a good first model for e-cigs. It really does give the sensation of smoking a cigarette. It's a little more the same size of a cigarette. It's a little bit longer, but it's that same kind of lightweight feel to it. It does have that very, very similar draw. It gives you a really good hit off of it, a really good vapor. It's actually pretty easy to use as long as you're careful with the battery. So I would definitely recommend this for new smokers, for new e-cig vapors. Usually this is ideal for, I would say, light to moderate smokers. So if you're smoking half a pack a day, 3/4 of a pack, possibly even up to a pack a day, this is probably a really good place for you to start. So another thing I would say to keep in mind with this, if you do actually have multiple e-cig models in your house, the 808 parts are not interchangeable with the 510 parts. We do actually, E-Cig Charleston does have a model, the 510, that's not automatic, that has the push button on the side. They look exactly like this, but do keep in mind the chargers and the Cartomizers that go with it. They're not interchangeable with this model. You have to have the 808 charger and the 808 Cartomizers. So just make sure, just something to keep in mind. Again, though, a really good place to start. This is a really good product. I would definitely recommend this. Gives you a great, great feel. Really a very good draw. I would say the closest to the actual sensation of smoking a cigarette. Probably this model. So a good thing to keep in mind. Good place for a lot of people to start with. I definitely recommend it. So if you want to know any more about it, you can check it out on ecigcharleston.com, where the starter kits are available for $39.99.